I'm going to just wait a little bit. Not that I expect anyone to jump on really, but so what I want to talk about is, obviously we agreed that I would do um, a live unboxing, so I'll do that. I want to talk about that I've relocated back to Queensland, to far north Queensland. I want to chat about things that have gone on and rebranding. You've probably noticed I've started. Hang on, I'll take my glasses off. Can't read without them, but I'm just going to chat with you for the moment. So I've decided that Southern Cross Heathen, Southern Cross, you know, it's not specific to Australia, and my path has sort of changed just a little bit, not much, but a little bit. So hang on, I just want to do a little thing to make sure that everything's working okay on my live. So I am rebranding to Australian Heathenry. I think it's more suited. I am an Australian. I live in Australia, and I practice heathenry. You know, I know I need to really learn to look at the camera. I am still on my phone at the moment. I plan on getting an actual proper camera, but that's just, I did just move 2,700 kilometres, or roughly, I think it's about 1,600 miles. Yeah, so huge distance. Yeah, so how about we just get into it? So I know what this is, and everyone that knows me knows that I will read anything. I don't care who the author is. I don't care what side of the fence they sit on. I think it's important that you read everything, absolutely everything. It's important to know where other people are coming from, and just because an author has a specific ideological, however you say it, viewpoint, doesn't mean that the information that they're going to share is any less valuable. Sorry, I left my scissors in the shed looking for other new books that I've bought over the last 6 months. So, because I haven't completely unpacked yet. So, let's do this. Anyway, yeah, so as I was saying, you know, I know a lot of people out there, they won't read or purchase books from a certain author because they have leanings towards the right. Vice versa with the right, they won't read or buy books from people who lean to the left. I think that's detrimental to your own learning. So, I read from everywhere. Now, I did get this book, before I show it to you, from Lulu. One thing about Lulu that I wish they did is supply a bookmark, like a book depository do. I love book depository because if I've got one here, they send you a bookmark with every package, and a gift card of some form, or a discount voucher, or something else. So sorry, I'm sitting on my bed at the moment. I do have a room that I'm going to set up, but it's just not set up. So at the moment, you will see that I've got like my skulls. Yay! One of the first things. Okay, so this book is by an author that has had some controversy, and a lot of people will say that they don't practice heathenry, Asatru, because they are more on the occult side. But you know what? You can't tell someone what they're doing is wrong. You can't tell someone that they're not practicing heathenry, because we really don't, if you want to get technical, have enough information to say how our ancestors actually practiced. You know, a lot of information has been lost. So I'm going to show you these books. I've just unboxed it, and I will do a review, obviously not right now because I'm not a speed reader. So here we go. I'm not sure if it's going to come up the right direction, but Beyond Prophecy by Ashbourne Torval. So I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay, so I will read the back. It is not uncommon to find the runes being used in any magical or spiritual practice, mostly outside of the Norse traditions. Yet with our modern day and magic become more mainstream, the true depth of the runes is all but lost. The runes today are seen only as divination tools, and I am to change that. This book has been written with one aim in mind: to give the runes a more authentic system outside of divination, and to provide you with the roots to practice rune magic beyond tabletop casting. The runes are the gods of the gods, the very fabric of reality itself, and in this tome I outlined how you can explore them, use them, summon them, and unlock our own power within. This is rune magic beyond prophecy, and in your hands to wield. Unlock the true power of the runes. So, the foreword, as you will see, is by Dan Updike, who I love. I love the way Dan sees the runes and talks about the runes. And I thought, well, you know, like I have watched Ashbourne Torval over the last couple of years. Of I remember when he joined TAC, which I think was before I left. I'm not quite sure. Watched when he left TAC. Watched how he's, you know, the way he's produced content has changed. And I was really interested, because sometimes when he discusses runes, he makes some similar observations that I have had. So I thought, well, you know what, I'm going to get this book, I'm going to give it a read, and I will give it a review, and I'll see how I go. So, Beyond Prophecy. Okay, so some of the most recent books that I have purchased. Let's start with, I think I mentioned this last year sometime, Australian Druidry by Julie Brett. Julie lives in New South Wales. She follows, obviously, a druidic path. It's not a how-to guide as such. It is just her practice, how she came about, how she incorporates Australian nature and landscapes and seasons within her path. I'm rereading it again because I'm going to probably do a written review as well as a video one. So there's that too. If you go to Forest Spirit Jewelry, with jewelry spelt the American way, I've got to sneeze up my nose, you can order it directly from her, or there are, like, I think Amazon have it. You may be able to get it on Book Depository. Not 100% sure. I actually ordered it from Julie's website, so if you order it from her directly, she will sign the books for you. So, and she threw in some beautiful artwork as well. So highly recommended. I love my Australian authors. They're awesome. Another one that I've been reading, as you can see, like from all my notes, is one that, well, I randomly saw it. I'd never even seen a review on it before. And it's Primal Awareness by Rob Wildwood. And it is fantastic. I'm like halfway through, and it really is just, it's an awesome read. The back, focusing on the origins of Western culture and belief systems, from ancient agriculture to modern industry, from primitive religion to monotheism. Primal Awareness explains how we became separated from nature and how throughout history these belief systems and social models have imposed a life of servitude and hardship upon millions of people. It also illustrates how modern technology and the modern scientific worldview are currently causing the destruction of our natural environment. The author, it caught my attention because it actually says that the author spent some time in Australia. So, and as I said, you know, I'm fond of my country. I love anything to do, and I love to read other people's perspectives of Australia, you know, especially those who obviously are not from Australia. So, yeah, like, these are all the little things that I'm like, oh my god, wow, yes, yes, yes. So, highly recommend it. I will do a proper review and a written one when I've finished. So, and another little book. I mean, I've heard good and bad things about The Runes by Lisa Peschel. I just got this off Book Depository. I think it was like maybe 10 Australian dollars or just under. Oh, see, look, another bookmark from the Book Depository. Like, I love them. They're gorgeous. Anyway, back to it. I'd heard, yeah, good and bad things, and I'm like, well, you know what? I'm interested. I want to read what she has to say. So I bought that, and I'm just perusing it at my own leisure while I do some more of my rune studies. My latest haul that I just got, I picked up The Secrets of the Runes by Guido von List. I think I've only just finished the life of Guido. So I'm like 12 pages in. Started reading it. Highly recommended by a lot of people who study and practice with the runes. So I thought, well, do you know what? I want to read it myself as well. So yeah, so I will do a review on that. And again, as I said, I will read whoever. You know, if it's to do with my spirituality, to my path, I will read it. I don't care who the author is. I will take into account where their leanings are while I'm reading it. So, you know, if I know the author is alt-right, I'm fully aware that when I read it, they're going to have some alt-right views, or even alt-left for the alt-left. So I take that into consideration, and I will take only the information that I think is relevant to me, that that sits with me. So, you know, if I read something that's too out there, I'm just going to take that little piece of information and go, yep, that's not for me, but I'll keep reading the book. So, yeah, so this author has also had a bit of controversy recently. I've seen a few words written over some of these groups. But I want to know what it is for myself. Thank you. So it's the 21st Century Saver, a workbook for the modern heathen and us are true, by Ivy Mulligan. You won't be able to, it's really hard. It blends into the background. I mean, the image is awesome, but Like even the back blurb, it sort of disappears on that branch there, makes it a little bit hard to read. I want this, sorry Ivy, but this just really, it, as I say, it triggers me. It triggers me. 21st, I don't know how she came up with doing it that way, but that triggers me. It really does. Other than that, though, I've only just like had a couple of looks. I've read the introduction. It's, as I said, I've only read the introduction. I will read it. I will do a review, and we will go from there. What else did I want to talk about? The reason why I was gone for so long, my mental health and an injury. In 2017, yes, I had to think of what year we were in. That's shocking. I fell down my stairs, not very far, but I did hurt my shoulder. It was 9 months ago. The doctors have done some tests and I have tendonitis in my infraspinatus and my supraspinatus muscles. So what they are is you have 4 main muscles in your shoulder area. You have 2 at the front, 2 at the back, and it's the back 2 that I've strained severely. And I've also hurt my hip. So that was one thing. My mental health. I think there's a video on my page somewhere about some mental health. Well, when I moved away from my connections. I moved away from my best friend. I moved away from a great spiritual community. And so I felt really disconnected, really lost. I wanted to hide under a rock and just stay there, basically. It was, I didn't feel me. So that was one thing. People say, oh, get out there, do this, it'll make you feel better. Yeah, look, no, it didn't. How can you make content if you're disconnected? Simple as that. So I didn't do anything. I tried doing, I think one of my last videos was about the 30-day witch challenge that Coco the spooky librarian did. I couldn't even finish that. I was in a pretty bad place. I really was. It was just not a good place. I've moved back, as I said at the start, and that, straight away, I felt so much better. Whether it was because I had moved away from one of my children and now I'm back, moved away from one of my best friends who, we have a really good spiritual connection. I don't know, but I feel so much better, so much lighter, and so I am determined to get this all back onto it. And the rebranding is part of that. I'm feeling like I'm a new person, and so Southern Cross Heathen. Yes, I'm still a Southern Cross Heathen. I really am, but that's not who I am anymore. I'm an Australian heathen. I want to, really, I'm Australian, and I really want that to be able to come through in videos and things like that. So, rebranding, yay! So my goal now is to get back into, at one stage, I think it was 2 years ago or so, I was wanting to do a YouTube pagan challenge, but specifically aimed at the Us a True Heathen community. So I'm going to get onto that. I'm adminning a few different groups I will do some name dropping right now. So if you don't want to see the name drops, go forward. So obviously there's me, Southern Cross Heathen rebranding to Australian Heathenry. There is the Heathen Women of Australia and New Zealand group that I admin, but that is strictly exclusively for Australian and New Zealand women who either live in Australia or New Zealand, or are Australian and New Zealand and live elsewhere. Mainly for those who live down here though, because a lot of the other groups get really saturated with Northern Hemisphere dates, and so, you know, when they're celebrating Yule, we're in the middle of summer sort of thing. So I wanted a group that was for us women, that was specifically for our geographical location. I also admin the Heathen genealogists, because we all know that I love my family history, and so I also started a blog called the Heathen Genealogist, which I will do some more on once I finish getting set up. I am also an admin of a new group called United Heathen Republic. Great group that's going to get started. It is, there's no leanings whatsoever. Anyone can join. Be respectful of other members. That's the main one. So don't be an arsehole. And if you forget rule 1, rule 2 is don't be an arsehole. Simple as that. So go check out that one. They're all on Facebook, obviously. What else have I been doing and what I'm up to? Still writing. Well, I mean, I did have a break because I was moving, but I did write another 1,000 words the other day, so getting back into that, which is really good. I am, so there's my writing. I'm going to get back into my family tree research. I want to get back into my drawings, you know, little bits and pieces, things that I'd lost with the decline of my mental health and the move. So yeah, I want to re-engage with everyone. So okay, so 22 minutes, 23 minutes. I think I've rambled enough. You've seen the fabulous unboxing. Yay! I did say I was going to do a live one. People are probably presuming that I was going to do it on Facebook. I just thought that I need to do more and add more content to my YouTube. So I thought I'd do a live here. And that way it's kept as well. So people can go back to it and I can share it to all my groups and things like that. Yeah, so, and I have just, I bought a little stand for my mobile. So until I get a camera, I've got a tripod here and I can put this on my tripod and I can put my phone on it. Yay! So once I set up the room, I will set this up so it'll be less wobbly, because at the moment you are literally sitting on top of a suitcase on my bed, on top of a box, on top of a book, on top of my laptop. Yeah, we all make do with what we've got at the time. So I will do that. I'm hoping to have my room set up by next weekend. I will probably do another video over the weekend in that room. So it'll be a bit echoey, and I'll probably explain a little bit more about the room and some other things. If there is anything in particular that you wanted me to talk about, discuss, if you want me to actually schedule a proper live where I tell people exactly what time I'm going to be on, which is really hard. I think I have issues being in front of the camera, and I think scheduling is what will freak me out and get my anxiety going, and then I will probably end up not doing it. So I'm just, like, just ask me questions. I did do a little Q&A on United Heathen Republic about who I am. I might do another one of those, so if you leave some questions on some of my social media accounts. I haven't been getting on Twitter very much. Instagram I've just started getting back into. So there's Instagram, Facebook. You can find me on Twitter, here obviously. I'm on Reddit. I'm on Amino. I'm all over the place, so find me, ask me questions, and I will do a Q&A. How about we schedule that for end of August? That's not going to freak me out, see? Because it gives you a month to ask questions, a month for me to start writing those down so I can actually answer them, and hopefully I'll be a little bit more set up. But in the meantime, I will try and do at least one a week, whether it's alive or I record it and then upload it. So yeah, as you can see, I'm starting to ramble. I'm getting a bit nervous. I've still got this sneeze. It really wants to come out. And oh, excuse me. Told you I had a sneeze in there. Anyway, I'm going to get going now. I think I've rambled enough. I think I've crapped on enough. I will get going.